Welcome back, boxing fans, here for a big fight night on DAZN. Richardson Hitchins fighting Gustav Lemos, two big contenders in the 140-pound junior welterweight division, one of the hottest divisions in boxing right now. So this is a great fight just to look at where these potential fighters are going and who potentially they may run into. We've obviously had a lot of big fights in the 140-pound division. Recently, Teofimo Lopez defended his WBO world title, coming through in a less than stellar performance. Just last week, we had Cruz beat Rolly Romero to become the WBA Super 140-pound world champion. We have Devin Haney defending his WBC title coming up soon against Ryan Garcia. And of course, Subriel Matias just announced his homecoming, fighting in Puerto Rico versus the Argentinian kid. So a lot of stuff's going on in this division. It'll be interesting where the winner of this fight will go and who potentially they will run into. We've seen Hitchens in interviews, obviously calling out everybody, name dropping, talking about Devin Haney as an opponent that he would like to fight. So we'll see the reality of that happening. At least they're both on DAZN, so the possibility of it being a reality is pretty close. Sniper Nation, welcome in. So right now we got one of the best young fighters at 168 pounds. And it's kind of great that we got this card today because the 168-pound and the 140-pound divisions, two of the deepest divisions in boxing today. Both sensational, both rich with talent. And this is an example. Diego Pacheco, 23 years old. The kids look fantastic. Out of all these young guys who've gotten a lot of hype in this division, he's probably one of the few that's got less hype than the majority. And he's a Mexican-American fighter, exciting style, has been doing a great job in every step-up fight he's been getting into. When you compare him to a guy like Berlanga, oh my God, is this shit even close? This kid's way better than Berlanga, and it's not even close. I think this kid would knock Berlanga out inside 8 rounds. As far as Jaime Munguia, obviously a bigger name, but at 168 pounds, most people would think that this kid has a far bigger upside than a Jaime Munguia. So it'll be interesting to see what he does today. He's fighting an opponent that's undefeated, but not a guy I'm familiar with. Let me know in the comment section below if you know who Sean McCalman is. 15-0, 7 knockouts. So obviously an undefeated fighter, but not a guy with a lot of power. So I'm not thinking that this is going to be a really, really big test, to be honest. This guy coming off of wins against Christian Olivias, beating Money Powell, who of course was Dante Boxing Nation's favorite fighter. A guy who currently is 13-1 and showed that he's just not at that level. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see what kind of opponent he is today against one of the best young up-and-coming fighters in the 168-pound division. We're going to be obviously talking a lot about the 168-pound division later on in this video, so stay tuned to that. We're also going to be talking a lot about the 140-pound division, one of the hottest divisions in boxing. Well, both of them, two of the hottest divisions in boxing. So stay tuned for that post-fight, and we'll be talking about matchups, top fighters to keep your eyes on, and much, much more. It started, Sean? Well, the Pacheco fight is starting, but the main event hasn't started yet. This is Pacheco versus Stephen Kalman, an undefeated American fighter. So here's Pacheco's entrance walk. Pacheco, good fighter. Remember, people, this is free on DAZN, so you can jump on and watch it live. This venue is pretty small, not really a great venue, but I guess, Richard Hitchens, even though people respect him a lot, he's not really a big name. So, and as I've been saying, Diego Pacheco, well, I think he's one of the best fighters at 168. He hasn't really gathered a lot of star power or a lot of recognition. Probably because he's not all over social media clout chasing Canelo Alvarez, which is probably something he should do if he wants to get his name out there, kind of like Hitchens has been doing with Devin Haney. Ah, congratulations, Diego, being a dad. I used to always get this kid mixed up with Funduro, but this kid is a way better fighter than Funduro. The Hand History Vault, welcome. What is BT stream? But this one seems lonely. I'm here to fill the gap. Well, thank you very much. Good evening, Sean. Welcome. Hola, Sean. Welcome, DJ. Who will win, Sean? Which fight? The Diego Pacheco fight or the main event? I have Diego Pacheco stopping this kid probably inside 3 rounds. As far as the main event, you have to pick Richardson Hitchens to win by unanimous decision, right? He's much longer. He controls range very well. Chances are it's going to be very difficult for the Argentinian fighter to get on the inside and be effective. But Argentinian fighters, aggressive, hard punching, dangerous. The amazing Steve McCalman. He doesn't have a great name to sell. Pacheco's very pink. Is this breast cancer month? I don't think so, right? Oh, it is Women's Month, right? Okay. I don't live in America, so. Only in America do you have judges always from the same place. Laugh out loud. No, Sean is Bud, the new Marvin Hagler. In a sense, he kind of is, right? As far as being ducked and dodged, like Hagler was for such a long period of time. Bud has sort of had to go through that same sort of situation with the PBC. And obviously, now that he's older, he's getting the big money opportunities. That's if he gets that big Saudi Arabian money fight next. So, yeah, there's some similarities for sure. Black, good, and a southpaw. Well, exactly. I've never seen this kid fight, Steve McCalman. Has anybody? McCalman. This kid's a bad, bad man. But his necklace is too big. This is not 1990. 17 KOs. Oh, he's got Benavides, his dad, in his corner, eh? Okay, I won't hold that against him. I guess that's why they're not calling out Canelo. They don't want to step on David's feet. He should be calling out David Morrell then. Can you imagine Pacheco Morrell? Ooh, that would be a good fight. He's a Brit. Who's a Brit? Oh, Steve McCalman? He's a Brit? Oh, maybe. Maybe that's why I have no idea who he is. No, he's American. From the great state of Colorado. And we know how many great boxers Colorado produces. But here we go. Fight night. Sunday, my time. Nighttime, yours. I'm asking. No, he's American. Pacheco always having the height and reach advantage over most people. That's why I used to always sort of get him mistaken with Funduro. Big, tall, lean dudes. The man has arrived. Me, sup, Sean. Yeah, okay. So, what do you think about Diego Pacheco, Damon? Is he the future king of the 168-pound division? And here we go, round 1. McCalman looks very lax. Both guys just feeling each other out. Jab to the head, jab to the body from McCalman. He's a little quicker than he looks just by being chilled and relaxed. Might have some speed on his side. Who likes listening to this Clarissa Shields as a commentator? Oh my God, she's terrible. She don't even know anybody's fucking name. I mean, she's like me. Both fighters very tentative to start, just range finding with their jabs. Nice jab by Pacheco, snaps back McCallum's head. Another good jab by Pacheco. I think a big right hand over the top is going to land on Steve McCalman and drop on his ass. Good thing about having an opponent like this, he's definitely not jumping in, getting too aggressive, and giving openings. He's definitely being very cautious, which means that Diego's going to have to, work his way into the fight, find his range, and try to set up his shots well, because it's not like there's going to be big opportunities or openings available. This kid's very tentative. No punch to the head, kid. Round one is done. Not much happened, but I think Pacheco landing those two snapping jabs probably gave him the edge. What's up, Sniper? So early on in this fight, we had Castro, who was in with a very good opponent. That was a very entertaining fight. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm not a big fan of Castro. He doesn't have much power, which I think once he steps up his level is going to really sort of expose him. Because while he's a good boxer, I don't think he's world class or anything. And he doesn't have power to keep guys honest. And you could see that today. The guy he was fighting just walked through everything he threw and thus made it a very entertaining fight. A lot of back and forth, a good mix for both guys. Oh, my God. Really? You gave that round to McCallum? Did he even land a punch? He didn't even land a punch. Sting, sorry, I can't see. Also Amazing's in the house. Round two is starting. So you're giving the round to a guy that was too tentative to actually throw a punch in his big step-up opportunity. Pacheco, for a big, tall, long Latino Mexican-American fighter, he's got pretty good footwork. I wouldn't say he's any Dave Morrell or anything, but he's pretty good. Another right hand from Pacheco landed on the temple. This other guy is sort of shaped like Anthony Yard, thick through the back. Got him on the ropes just where he wanted him. Let's see if he's going to open up on him. Through the right hand, missed. I think you got to double up that jab, Pacheco, just to give this kid something to think about. And then left to the body and then right to the head. And then he will be wide fucking open. Couple soft jabs to the body from Steve McCalman. I don't know why he backed out after landing them. He should have continued forward into a range. Nice jab from Pacheco. Snapped his head back again. See, just with that jab, he could really start to open this kid up. He's just not using as much as he should. The other guy is faster, quicker, but so far ineffective. Maybe he landed a right hand there. I didn't see from this angle. Cutting the ring off nice. Now a matter of opening up. Open up. Oh, Steve jumps at him. Looks like he was a high school football player. Yard is on steroid muscle. This dude has lean muscles for boxing. Yard is a good comparison. Yeah, round 2 is done. Also, we ended up having Nicholson, the Australian girl, fight today to win a world title, the WBC title. This is the problem with women's boxing. She's calling out Amanda Serrano, and she landed 37 punches. 37 punches in 10 rounds. I mean, you're not going to be entertaining anyone, and you're not going to keep Amanda Serrano off you with her power and experience if all you can land is 37 punches. I mean, she's slick. She controls range well, but she was in with a very limited woman today that had no idea how to get on the inside, landed almost as many punches as her. I mean, 37 punches is pedestrian. Pedestrian. I mean, you can't expect to be considered a great fighter if you're landing 37 punches in 10 rounds. Round 3 starting. Damon says, Sean, I'm with you. I can't stand women's boxing. Hello. Sean, did you see Ryan versus Haney undercard? I did see it. We can talk about that after. Female boxing is hot garbage. To be fair, there's been some great female boxing fights, right? Just like watching female basketball, NCAA recently, the game against LSU and Iowa, great game. And a few other good games. The one against UConn versus USC, another great game. Yesterday's game was a good game, but it wasn't great because the 2 stars didn't step up. But that's the thing. You know, you got to pick and choose. That was a nice right hand, but Calman took it well. He ate that shit up. Didn't even look like it bothered him. And we know that Pacheco, he got some power for a long, lean guy. I won't say he's Tommy Hearns, but, got that Tommy Hearns build, long and lean, catches you at the end of his shots. But yeah, there's been some good female fights. I mean, Katie Taylor's been in quite a hell of a few really good fights. That Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor fight, that shit was dynamite. But generally, yeah, I agree with you completely. Fight's starting to heat up now. Both fighters are starting to throw. Nice jab from McCalman, doubling it up, getting through on the second one. Trying to counter right over the jab. Yeah, you're going to have to be snappy. Yeah, Calman looks athletic. Oh, that was a nice left hand from Calman. Nice counter. He definitely looks like he was a high school football player who transitioned into boxing once high school finished. Athleticism, some speed, but I don't know how much experience he has. Pacheco just going to have to be smart. Both guys landing jabs there. This is a much better round for McCallan. At least now he's letting his hands go. Pacheco looks a little tentative now, getting caught like with that. Nice leaping left. Caught him on the chin. I think that speed is really throwing him off a little bit. But you know what they say, timing beats speed, man. So get into your rhythm, get your timing going. Snapping the jabs, putting your combinations together. And up and down. He hasn't really went to the body at all. Damon, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. Facts. I think Amanda won. She was snapping Katie's head back. Should transgendered women be allowed to compete with? No way. No fucking way. Transgendered women, if they want to compete in sports, they should just have their own leagues or own divisions. And at least that way it would be fair, legitimate. I think Katie Taylor won the fight, but I think Serrano had the opportunity to knock her out. And you know, she kind of dropped the ball and didn't go for it. But that's what we say. That's why people want to see a rematch, because it was a great fight. Serrano looked good at that weight. Just shows you, I mean, the weight classes that woman fights through. Now what's she fighting at? The same weight as Sky Nicholson, which is, I don't know, what weight is that, 122 or something? And then to fight Katie Taylor at what, 140, 135? Round 4, so far the fight's been a little underwhelming. I thought Pacheco won the first 2 rounds pretty easily, but the third round, you know, I'd give that to McCallan. He showed a lot of speed. His counter punches were pretty good in that fight now that he was getting a lot more active. Come on, Pacheco, you boxer. Shake that shit off. I don't like boxers always complaining about shit. That's why I give Tim Tszyu enough respect. I mean, his team didn't handle things well, but as far as the boxer, he did what he should do. You handle the shit and you keep fighting. You know he's ducking. Throw that fucking uppercut. Catch him ducking on the inside. That'll knock his fucking ass right out. That was quite the leaping right hand from Steve McCalman. Jesus, missed by a mile. Going for the home run shot. So far this round, nobody's really taken control of it yet. That was, there you go, trying to throw the uppercut on the inside, Pacheco. Simpatico. You got to double up that jab. There you go. Nice jab from him. Fake the right. Oh, he landed the right. I think this guy was a fan of Sean Porter. He likes to jump in. Nice jab from Pacheco. See, you just keep landing stiff jabs like that, and I think you got this guy in the bag. He don't like that shit. The problem is he's just not using it enough. Oh, short little right hand on the inside from Steve McCalman. There you go. Nice little uppercut from Pacheco. That shot's there, man. Nice jab. He doesn't really throw much left to the body, considering he's a Mexican. I mean, American. Round 4 is in the bag. I got to give that one to Pacheco. Pacheco up 3-1 in my opinion. Sean is Messi, the soccer Michael Jordan. He's the soccer Wayne Gretzky. That's what he is. A man who sees things before they happen. I wouldn't say that was Jordan. Jordan's dominance just made you bend to his will. But Messi and Gretzky, they just see everything. They are chess masters, those guys. I do need to get a pair of fucking glasses. Jesus Christ. I went to buy a new iPad mini and I couldn't even see the screen. And then I looked at like the watches and I'm like, man, I don't know if I can fucking buy one of those watches. I can't see anything. And now my screen is all foggy. 2-2 tie. Well, you gave round 1 to McCalman and he didn't even land a punch. Round 5. Here we go. Nice jab from Pacheco. There you go. Jab to the body a bit. Open him up. Drop those hands. There you go. Trying to sneak that right hand in. Pacheco's showing a little more aggressiveness. Nice jab to the body from Steve McCalman. 2 can play at that game. He got it 2-2. What? He gave the last round to McCalman? Yeah, this dude's fucking high. I always think Chris Mannix is fucking on crack. Literally has fucking McCalman winning fucking 3 rounds. The dude's a crackhead. Some of the worst scorecards I've ever seen come from that guy. Nice left hand from Pacheco. Yeah, you're shaking your hand, but it landed, right? It don't matter if it hurt you. Did it land? Yes, it did. Scoring shot. Little short right hand. Problem with the way McCallum fights. Nice right hand from Pacheco. Shaking your head again, but that means the punch landed. Is because he's so quick, explosive, that he lulls you into fucking sort of boom, and then he dives and jumps in. And that's what he does, dives and jumps in. He's all like Floyd Schofield and Sean Porter. He doesn't work his way in. He jumps, meaning that uppercut is there. Why are you running, dude? Nice right hand from Pacheco. Pacheco is definitely landing the cleaner, more effective punches. A lot of the stuff that McCallum's landing is diving in, clinching, and throwing to the body and awkward, weird shots. Another right hand. Definitely a Pacheco round. Sean, should Hitchens go for the kill more or cruise to boxing masterclass? Punch Drunk said he was so boring. He is boring, but a lot of fighters are boring. And the only problem with being boring is, oh, look, somebody looked like they got their ass beat up in sparring. The only problem with being boring is when you are acting as if somehow you're the A side and you deserve big money. Yet in truth, nobody really wants to watch you fight. They respect you, but you're not entertaining, right? I mean, if you want to continue to win, become a champion, become one of the best fighters in boxing, fight the way you're comfortable. But if you want to be marketable, you're going to limit yourself, right? And that's people think it's hate. It's not hate. You can choose to fight that way, but then don't act like you're the face of boxing. Because if nobody wants to watch you fight, even though you're dominant, you're not the face of fucking anything. And that's the problem with Hitchens. He was part of Floyd Mayweather's fucking gym. Nobody ever watched him fight. Nobody even knew who he was. Finally, he crossed over. He's getting some attention now. And instead of really stepping on the gas at times. I mean, you don't have to do it early, but later on in a fight, you should maybe be a little more aggressive, maybe go for the kill. Rigo was the worst for that as well. And then people said, he's so great. How come he doesn't get respected as much as he should? Because nobody wants to watch him fight. It's not that people disrespect him and don't think he's great. They do. But there's a difference between being entertained and giving a guy props. You can give dudes props for being pound for pound, but it doesn't mean you want to watch them fight. That's why people love Pacquiao, because of his vulnerability, his entertainment, whereas Floyd was boring. There you go. Nice little uppercut on the inside, little right hand. Fight's opening up a little more in the 6th round. I see what Pacheco's starting to do with his jab. He steps in, doesn't throw it, nice right hand, and then the second time he throws it. Look, they say McCalman threw more landed more power punches through 5 rounds. It's like, fucking give me a break. Really? I'm not listening to it, so I have no idea what the judges are saying. Nice right hand, good little body punch from McCalman, another body punch from Pacheco. Jag, what's up? Iceman, what's up? His trunks look like it used to be white on the wash them with some red socks. Well, some red trunks. Oh, yeah. What is it now? Dude, you're always using your shoulder on the inside. Come on. That's why I say you played high school football. What? Come on, Diego. Throwing that uppercut in the inside again. You got to land that shit clean and then see what kind of chin McCallum has. Landed another right hand. But McCallum's handling all the punches really well. He doesn't look like he's been affected by anything that Pacheco's thrown at him at all. I think that's a Pacheco round. Pacheco needs to turn it up. He does. I think he's winning the fight, but he ain't looking great. When you're talking about him being one of the best young up-and-coming fighters at 168, people are hoping to have more of a stellar performance, right? Especially when he's fighting a guy that literally the majority of boxing fans don't even know who Steve McCalman is. Nobody's ever watched him. Nobody's ever heard of his name. But his athleticism is giving Pacheco some problems. He's quick, explosive, but at the same time, he does the same thing that Floyd Schofield and Porter does. He smothers his work. So he's just not being effective, right? As much as he could be. He's a poor man's Sean Porter. Round 7. Let's see if Pacheco can continue to be effective, landing the jab, the right hand, and that uppercut in the inside. He hasn't went to the body at all, and I think that's really been a detriment. When he jabbed first to the body, I think he should be doing that more. Jab to the body, jab to the head. Get that kid expecting you to throw something low. He's strong, muscle him. Oh, short little left on the inside from Pacheco. Got to turn that shit over. This definitely shows the kid that he's got things he needs to improve on for sure, especially if you're going to fight elite top level guys at 168 pounds. See, this is part of the problem, I think, with David Benavidez, his father. He won that exchange. His fighters just seem to be too one-dimensional. Whether you're talking about Valenzuela, David, or Pacheco. Nice jab from McCalman. Oh, there was a wild right hand. Cut Pacheco. Nice right hand from Pacheco. Some inside punches from both guys. Not very effective, but at least they're throwing. That's the problem. Smothering their work on the inside. Nice uppercut. Pacheco is overrated. I'm not impressed at all. Well, Damon. See, this mentality, then I guess Shakur Stevenson's a bum. Teofimo Lopez is garbage. Deontay Wilder is a hype job. I mean, come on. Every fighter has styles and off nights where they don't look their best. So you can't use one fight to determine if somebody is overrated. What do you mean he's overrated? He's not overrated. This kid doesn't get talked about at all. At the 168-pound division, no one's talking about him. Nobody's talking about making a matchup between him and Berlanga, him and fucking Morel, him and Canelo, him and Munguia, him and Billy. All those other fighters are more rated than he is. So, come on. Stop with the fucking cap. Refs racist keeps warning McCallum and no points deduction. Well, he's warning him. I don't know if Pacheco can even beat Berlanga. Well, that's fine. Berlanga is not the same kind of fighter that this kid is. He's not nearly as fast. He's not as explosive. I mean, he's a guy that stands on the outside, uses his jab, is one-dimensional, trying to land his power shots. This kid's a counterpuncher, and he's got fast hands. Right there in the exchange, he looks smooth. The problem is when he dives in, he looks awkward. Nice right hand. Pacheco trying to catch him clean on that chin. It's a good learning fight for the young kid, 23 years old. It's like Valenzuela, right? He lost the first time to Chris Colbert, came back and dominated and destroyed him in the second fight. And I think he would beat De Los Santos in the rematch if that fight does get set. I just think Pacheco needs to use his jab more, and he has to go to the body more. Uh-oh. Now my hair is loose. Wild. Man, you don't need to worry about his... Okay, cut that shit off. He definitely ain't ready for no Morel. Well, that's true. I agree with you there for sure. Yeah, Stringer McCallum isn't supposed to be giving him this much trouble, and he's the co-main. What a stupid reason to stop the fight. I know. I don't know why they stopped it. Just let him fucking fight. Considering it's a co-main event, this means that it should be competitive, right? Which is what you're getting. If it was a blowout, would that deserve to be a co-main event? You want to see a guy be put in with a guy that he destroys easily? The matchmaker has picked a style that is giving him trouble. So obviously he's getting what he needs. Hey, who's that bald fucking guy out there? Look at him. A legend. One of the best refs in fucking boxing history. What's his name? You guys remember him? Nice body shot from Pacheco. Finally landing a body shot. Yes, that's it. Nice one. Cortez. Why did you change your profile? You're right, Sean. Smash the likes. Smash the likes, people. The least you can do is say hello by smashing a like button. 6-2 patch. That round, I don't know who won. Maybe I was talking too much and I didn't pay attention, and the hair thing threw me off. Now they're taping his hair. There you go. They should just do that to begin with. Diego, you got to go in and make a statement. You got 2 rounds. At least drop the kid or, put some shots together. Show people why some people are high on you. Problem is, he knows you're only looking to throw that right hand. It becomes too obvious. You're going to fucking fake the right, slide the hook. Right there, you just walked into his shoulder. What's David's dad saying? He will always remember him referring to Floyd versus Ortiz fight. Oh my God. Yeah, that's fucking a terrible fucking. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if he did something bad, but I mean, the problem was fucking Ortiz. What was he doing, man? Fucking capping, fucking bowing down, begging. It was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You said sorry once. Okay, now go out and beat Floyd's ass. Stop fucking kowtowing. That was a nice left hand on the inside. That got his attention. Don't stop. Don't stop. He throws a lot of little shots on the inside when he's not even looking, eh? Hit the body, Pacheco. Nice uppercut. There you go. Through the left uppercut and landed. Dude holds and hugs, gets into range. There you go. Andrade. It's like watching Poo Andrade, terrible round. Uh, yes, same. What favor at this round? Whose favor? So who's winning, you mean? I think Pacheco, but if you look at the scorecards from the DAZN team, they got it pretty close. They might even have Steve up right now, even though I think Pacheco won that round, but it was an ugly fucking round. But to win, sometimes you got to win ugly. Got to win ugly. This fight's just been ugly, right? Sometimes styles just don't mesh very well, and this fight hasn't been great. It'll be interesting to see what the next fight card. It could also be a snooze fest as well. Hitchens versus Lemos, much more of a flat-footed fighter. Hitchens going to control the range with his long jab and reach. Look at that. You get in the inside just to fucking close rank, but then you don't do anything. Oh, he threw a shoulder there. See, again, you should totally take a point off for throwing a shoulder. Yeah, he's losing a point. No, I told you, no shoulder. He didn't take a point off? Phew. Holding, hitting with his shoulder. See, sometimes you got to win these ugly fights. This is the way they box in Colorado. I can't believe he gave him another warning and didn't take a point off there. At that point, should have been a point deduction. This is like Loma Solido. I hit you in the nuts 27 times. Had fucking 25 warnings. Oh, that's a nice right hand. Nice jab. Yeah, ref, you should be fucking splitting these guys up much more. Oh. It's been a good closeout round for Pacheco. He won this round pretty convincingly. Game, set, match. The last round will decide it all. I don't think the last round will decide it all. Pacheco isn't losing. Come on, Randy. You're only saying that because you're using skin politics. That dude smothered his work, didn't land a lot of clean, effective punches. Why do we pay who don't want to fight even step in the ring to waste everyone's time? McCalman turned into Bernard Hopkins. He did. Yeah. McCallan was doing better early in the fight. Well, he was doing better because the fight was more on the outside and he was counter punching a little better because he had opportunities. But then he started holding and using his shoulder on the inside and making it ugly, trying to use his physical dominance. But then he ends up losing the advantage of his speed and explosiveness. If he was to win, I would be shocked and surprised. Boom. But this kid needs to learn from this experience. Work on inside big time. It's not that he needs to work on inside. He's good in the inside. When there's room, when the guy's not holding you and not throwing. When there was space and both guys were throwing, he was getting the better of the inside work. The problem was when there was no room because the guy was just holding him, pulling him close, and just hitting him here, and nothing really was going on. Well, McCalman was smothering his fucking work.
96-94. All three. You winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated and still
Come on, McCalman. How do you think you're going to win when you don't fucking take the bull by the horn? Yeah. You can't expect to win when you're in there to survive. That's what I mean. Different ref would have made a better fight happen. That's probably true. Yeah. He let them hold too much on the inside. Very ugly to watch was the executioner. 96-92 was close. Pacheco won, but needs lots of work. Well, but what we have to remember is also dependent on style matchups, right? Styles make fights. It's mostly the fact that this kid was fast and explosive. And I think early on, that's what threw him off.
Congratulations, you get your 21st professional win, but that was a lot more complicated, I think, than a lot of people thought.
Complicated.
What did you think of your performance?
I think, been a hell of a fight. My respects to him. Fight went how it's supposed to go. Two tough fighters get in there, that's how it gets. So, great fight, and I hope the fans enjoyed it.
What made this fight so tricky?
He's a tricky fighter. He has skills, and he got power as well. He's a tricky fighter. I came in here and I did my best, and that's what it was.
It's not often that a guy in this weight class has a longer reach than you, and he had a couple inches on that reach. How long did it take you to figure out how to kind of get inside that jab of his?
He had, like you said, a long reach, but that's how it goes in boxing. Some fights are going to get ugly, some fights are going to be slower paced than others, but we got to do what we got to do to get the W, and that's what I did today.
There's a lot of clinching and grabbing there throughout the course of that fight. What adjustments did you have to make to score in these rounds?
He kept coming in with his hand, a few elbows, stepped on my foot a few times, all those things that he tried to do to get me out of my game plan, but I stuck to it, listened to my corner, and we came out with the W.
You're a fast rising star in this weight class, but you're still just 23 years old, you're still learning on the job. What do you take away from a fight like this that's going to help you get better?
I feel like fights like this teach you more than when you get these guys out of there real quick, so I'm happy we went the distance, everything happens for a reason, but I'm here, I'm learning, and I'm getting better each fight, let's get it.
Top 5 in 3 and 4 sanctioning bodies. What do you want to do next?
I'm ready. I'm right back in the gym, getting ready for the next one. And I told Eddie we need a top 10 guy next. Hopefully he gets that for me.
I agree.
Good top 10 guy out there for you.
Anybody in the top 10, you can probably name them better than I can, but like I said, any of those guys, if we can get it, we can run it.
Thanks, Diego.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
See, this is why he's not overhyped, because he's a chilled, relaxed dude. He ain't calling out anyone on social media. That's why nobody's really talking about him. Even this fight with Richardson Hitchens, one of the best young fighters at 140 pounds, nobody even talked about this card. And yet you got one of the best fighters at 140. You got one of the best young fighters at 168. The two poppinest divisions in the sport of boxing. Yet this card was ignored by almost everybody. right? On YouTube, tell me how many people were talking about this fight card. How many people were building it up? Even I saw 78. All he did was basically shit on Hitchens, the fanboy for Devin Haney. So he wasn't even talking about the card. He wasn't even talking about the fact the kid's fighting this weekend. He was just talking about, oh, Devin Haney is so big, so popular. Richardson Hitchens is chasing him, but he ain't chasing Subriel Matias, where he's ranked by the IBF. It's like, of course you're going to chase fucking the dude that you can get big money, pay-per-view money from. I mean, if it makes money, it makes sense. You're going to fight Subriel Matias, who is dangerous and nobody knows, and you're going to make limited money, or you're going to fight Devin Haney coming off of a Ryan Garcia victory on a pay-per-view. Come on, man. This shit's not rocket science. You and Gems and 78. Yeah. And Gems is one of the best channels out there for being a boxing channel, right? If I was him, I wouldn't call out anyone either. Well, there's a lot of dudes that shouldn't be calling people out, but they do. David Benavidez, I mean, this dude's fighting at 175 against fucking Vostik, and he's still fucking using Canelo's name more than he's fucking using Vostik's name. He was just offered an undisputed light heavyweight world title fight, and yet he ain't even talking about that shit, right? Because he's just capping. He's just fucking clout chasing Canelo to try to build up his name. So there we go so far. UD, TKO, UD. So far the card's been good, solid. Probably the Castro Abraham Montoya fight. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's been by far the best fight of this card. Pacheco's girls mid as fuck. Oh, come on, dude. You know, he probably dated her in high school. And he was just some tall, long, skinny fucking Mexican-American kid. So what's he going to date? Supermodel? The blonde cheerleader? Nobody expected him to become a pro boxer, probably potentially making more money than everyone that they went to school with. Pacheco fought like he wasn't the big guy. That's not true. Early on in that fight, he was totally using his jab outside and trying to land those right hands and trying to catch him with the uppercut on the inside. It's only after McCalman started jumping inside and getting inside, using his shoulders on the inside, where the fight became much more muddied up. Boxers with the hottest girls, in y'all opinion? Well, any boxer that has a hot girl, chances are they didn't have her early on. Like you look at Bud Crawford's woman. People cap on her. She's a cute girl. She's bigger than girls I like, but brothers like big girls. So it's funny people shit on her because she's a cute girl. But he's been with her forever, from day one. If you're with your girl from day one, she probably ain't that fucking hot. If you had fame and success and then you met your girl, more like a Carl Froch, then yeah, chances are your chick's probably fucking hotter because now you get the fucking, money bag girls chasing after you, right? Success brings hotter bitches to you. That's like last night when I was walking the dog. Some dude let his girl walk home alone after having dinner and drinks with her. She was fucking fine. You should not let that girl walk home alone. No way. He jumped in with his shoulder a lot. Sean, stop it, Sean. Bud's girl is built like, I don't know who that is. Laugh out loud, Stringer facts. All I know is brothers like big girls. If you disagree, then you ain't paying fucking attention. Because I went to school with some big white girls that nobody was going to throw it to. And they end up getting boyfriends, the brothers. I work with South Africans. You never saw asses as big as these girls, right? Never. I guarantee it. The brothers like girls that are big, thick. Oh my God, you just had to bring up Crawford's wife. I'm not hating on her. I said she's a cute girl. But people always are hating on her to shit on Bud Crawford. Am I wrong? I'm not doing that. I have no problem with Bud Crawford's wife. Brothers like big girl. Oh my God. But it's true. I got money as a truck driver. Well, there you go. Nello's girl is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And he started dating her after he became fucking famous, right? It's like the girl that Floyd had there when he was doing all the Pacquiao stuff. And then she ended up, I don't know, pregnancy thing. And then she started dating someone else. I don't know. She was fine as fuck too. Deontay Wilder's woman, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. Hey, yeah, Damon. There we are. We're on the same page. She's fine. When you want to retire and just sit at home with the kids and that fine ass bitch, then I don't blame you. I'd rather do that than get punched in the face all day long. I was talking to Stringer Sean, not you. Is Jordan Plant hot? She was hot initially, but as she's getting older, I think she's looking more like her brother. And I don't know who her brother is, but she just got that look. It's kind of like DeGale. DeGale's sister was super hot, but then the older she got, the more she started to look like DeGale. So if you were going to have sex with her, wouldn't it just throw you off? Because every time you looked at her, you'd just be thinking of her brother, right? Like you can look too much like your brother, and then that becomes a little disturbing. A little disturbing. Yeah, like a dude. Yeah. I mean, but then the same, right? Plant hooked up with her once he got fame. Jordan Plant wasn't dating him when he was a nobody living in fucking Tennessee, chewing tobacco, driving in a pickup truck. Right? But the big event is coming on. Here's the next 3 pay-per-views. It's ironic, right? But luckily, all of them are on DAZN. Yes, which means you can jump in and watch along with me for Haney Garcia, Munguia and Canelo, and Fury and Usyk. April 20th, May 4th, May 18th. I'll be here. Will you? Obviously, that's excellent that they're all going to be on DAZN because that means I can watch boxing. See, the people that hate on DAZN, the problem is they're too American-centric, right? You know, they don't understand the plight of the rest of the world. The fact that just because you watch boxing on ESPN and Showtime, and you think these fighters are big and popular and stars, the rest of the world doesn't watch them because they can't watch them. They don't have access to them. If you're in the UK, it's better. I mean, I think a lot of those fights are shown on one of the other networks, right? Whether it's Sky, BT, or something else. But otherwise, you're fucked if you live somewhere else. Angelina Jolie's lips is like kissing her dad. Yuck. No, her lips are fake. Her dad don't look like that. You know who her dad is? Come on. Jermaine Charlo kept a real one. Jermel has a fake one. Crawford picked her. Is a mystery. No wonder he's in such good shape. People hate on the PBC, hate Uncle Al. People don't hate Uncle Al. People just don't understand the fanatic love for fucking Al and the PBC. It's fucking ridiculous. Because dudes do it because it's for the culture. It's a skin thing, you know, and that's the only reason. Skin politics is the reason why they support the PBC and Al Heyman over fucking Hearn and Arum and De La Hoya. Because the truth is, whoever gives you great boxing, you should be fucking happy with. But they only support him because he's black. But we've had black promoters. Butch, what's his name? I can't remember. Butch something. John Voight, yeah. And obviously fucking Don King. There's been black promoters that dominated boxing for fucking decades. Al Heyman ain't doing nothing new. He ain't fucking breaking the glass ceiling. He gets scrutinized like anybody does, except by these crazy fanatic fanboys that act like he's doing it for the culture. But he ain't. Because if you look at every single fucking card that he puts on, it's all Latino based. He ain't giving all the brothers a fucking shot. His cards aren't deep with the culture, right? That Juneteenth card is going to be all brothers on that card? Fuck no. No, it ain't. But people act like somehow he's revolutionizing boxing and, you know, bringing it back to the culture. And this is why people laugh about it, because it's ridiculous. You've never seen anybody fanboy for a promoter ever. Ever. DAZN does pay-per-views now. That's why the price went up. Whatever. You do what you got to do to fucking put on the best events. I don't know why people are upset that DAZN is doing pay-per-view. Showtime fucking consistently did pay-per-view. Eddie Hearn was on Piers Morgan's channel. Oh, really? Recently? Oh, I'll check that out. Haven't seen Uncle Al once in 20 years. Haven't seen him, haven't heard him. But he can do no wrong, and everything he doesn't say is fact. People hate on him, yet they've never heard him. But yet you dick ride him, and you've never heard him. I mean, listen to that shit. It's ridiculous. We can only base Al Heyman, the PBC, on what we see with our eyes. Fights that are made, fights that aren't made, and that's what we base shit on. That's it. Yeah, you still have to pay pay-per-view after paying for your $30 subscription. Yeah, but the pay-per-view prices is not that high. Well, I mean, it's much lower than $85 because you're paying your subscription. And in Taiwan, my subscription ain't $30. What am I paying? $15, maybe a little less. So if I have to pay $60 on top of my monthly fee that gives me all the other free fights on DAZN, it's still a way better deal than buying a pay-per-view on fucking Amazon or whoever PBC is going to work through. Some guys look for their daddies everywhere. Uncle Al is a mythical creature. Yeah, we've got 3 pictures of him in history. Damon, DAZN need more money to pay the fighters. No, DAZN is fine. DAZN's in bed with fucking Saudi Arabia. So I don't think fucking they're worrying too much about money. They got a fucking oligarch Russian billionaire that fucking owns them. And then they're fucking getting money from Saudi Arabia to promote certain events. I think they're doing pretty fucking well. Right? The only thing is now, obviously, they pick and choose when they want to spend big money. Speak of the devil.
What did you see from Pacheco?
I saw a bit of versatility. I saw a young man that still has things to learn. And I saw that it's okay just to slow his progression down whilst he's still, 22, 23 years of age. So I think it's good sometimes when this hype machine of McCalman and DAZN and mainly me starts putting you up there as the future of the 168-pound division. Tonight just makes you go back to the drawing board with Jose Benavidez, but we must get that big top 10 fight next. I think he's going to bounce back well from that. It was a good 10 rounds under the belt, a good learning fight as well. I think people will watch it and say, oh, maybe I'll take the fight against Diego Pacheco. Maybe he is beatable. Maybe I can work him on the inside. McCalman was a strong guy who was awkward and he survived a bit towards the end. A good 10 rounds under the belt.
The main event features Hitchens, a guy you're very high on. Talent-wise, he looks like someone with pound-for-pound talent, but sometimes you want to see a little bit more from him. What do you want to see tonight in a tough test against Gustavo Lemos?
This is 17-0 against 29-0. The winner of this fight is the mandatory challenger for Super Ortiz against Liam Barrow. So you're one fight away from a shot at a world title.
Not that you want that shot.
Same mold as Shakur and David and all these guys. He has the same skill set, but you've got to be taking guys out, especially guys like Lemos, who is tough, who is rugged, who can punch, who has tremendous heart, but he's not as good as you. He's all very well winning every round. It's hard to complain. But if you want to fill up the places, if you want to get people screaming and shouting your name, if you want to fight Tiafimo and Devin and Tank and all these guys, you've got to take guys like Lemos out. If he can score, beat him up and knock him out, it's a major statement tonight. But one win away.
Yeah, like Munguia destroying John Ryder to get the Canelo Alvarez fight.
Let's get back to see Hitchens and Lemos coming up next, guys.
I don't know if I'd say Lemos. Fucking, she looked big. She definitely not fucking trained in camp. I don't know why they put her there. I know she's a world champion and a pound for pound female boxer, but she's terrible fucking on the mic. Terrible. Sean, have you ever seen Lemos fight before? I've seen highlights of his fight with Lee Selby. And Lee Selby, a similar type of fighter as Hitchens, right? A slick southpaw, except obviously, you know, Hitchens is in his prime right now. where Selby was, jumped up 2 weight divisions and obviously had been through his world title sort of run already. It's a good win beating Zepeda, but we just saw Zepeda, in his last fight. So you have to gauge it and think, well, what version of Zepeda was this? Kate Abdo is hot. I don't get the hype behind Diego Pacheco. I honestly don't think he's as good as what people make him out to be. David, what people? He's probably the least talked about up-and-comer at 168 pounds. Eddie gives boxers a chance to comment. He really develops them. Gab Rosado is now a good commentator. Yes, but I don't think she's ever going to be a good commentator. She doesn't even know the fighters' names. Eddie said his greatest moment was when his fighter won the black kid who just became champion. What's his face? The Olympian. The guy that they signed early on and now became a champion. Eddie Hearn seems like he doesn't deal with black people outside of business. Oh my God, what a stupid fucking comment. Come on, man. And Al Heyman, how many fucking white people does he deal with outside of business? Like, Eddie Hearn grew up a rich Englishman going to prep schools. So everyone he hung out with were from rich families. So there was Middle Eastern, fucking Saudi Arabian kids and other people that come from rich families, probably Asian kids, right? So it has nothing to do with race. It has to do with your experience growing up as a kid. People would say I'm a racist constantly, yet I grew up in Toronto and everyone I hung out with, literally from fucking grade 7 until I finished university, was black. And I have black relatives, but I'm a racist because I'm pointing out the racism and hypocrisy from certain channels. Eddie Hearn doesn't need to deal with black people on the outside. He can have friends and socialize with whoever he wants. How many non-black people is Bud Crawford hang out with daily? He hangs out with fucking the people he grew up with, the people fucking from his community, the people he feels tight with, he can relate to. Those are the people he hangs out with. Eddie Hearn gave his black fighters home fights. I got a feeling Lemos is going to pull off the upset. Funny how Wilder fans ain't calling Eddie Hearn a slave master now. I know, eh? I know. Raymond Ford. Some people are saying he's better prospect than Mason and Russell. Well, comparing Mason and Russell is a misnomer right there because Mason is a much better prospect than Russell. Bud had Eminem bring him out. Dude, Eminem fucking jumped at the chance to do it. It ain't like they're hanging out. They match Hitchens well in this one. Lemos can still win. Carissa talking about someone has a big mouth. I know. Imagine that, eh? Who's got a bigger mouth than her? Madrimov versus Bud. I'll take it. Why not? 4th weight world champion if Bud Crawford can beat him. And now he's got a world title at the division, making him and Spence rematch that much more feasible and that much more profitable. You think Mason is a better fighter than Gary Antoine Russell? Way better. Hello, I ask you, who won the Pacheco card? Pacheco won 96-94, competitive yet awkward, holding and hitting. Not a fun fight to watch. So he didn't miss anything, but he ended up getting the victory and moves forward. Lemos better be able to cut off a fucking ring or it's going to be a long night. 30 fights in and Lemos is being thrown into the wild. No, he's already fought Lee Selby, a world champion. Hitchens hasn't fought a world champion. Pacheco won. They call him Madrimov the new GG. Your thoughts, Newton? Oh, that's stupid. He fights nothing like GGG. It'd be better to call him the new Dmitry Pirog, because he fights more like Dmitry Pirog. Lemos had his hands full here. He does. It's going to be tough. If he can't cut off the ring and pressure him and use volume, he's going to get outboxed and we're going to be bored to death. If Funduro and Zoo are suspended by the Nevada Commission, they should have their rematch in Texas or Florida. No state tax. Noel. Pacheco won. That's the point, Sean. Word on the street is Wilder got Big Bang next. Yes. And he's going to be part of that 5-on-5 card. He's going to be representing Matchroom. Imagine that. Imagine Wilder representing Eddie Hearn, the slave master in Saudi Arabia, the slave country. Richard Hitchins. I like that top. That's good. BSLB is truly Lemos' only real step-up fight. Sure, but that's a world champion. What step-up? Oh, sorry. I mean, he fought Zepeda. Zepeda was never a world champion, but a world champion contender. Everything here favors Hitchens. Yeah, for sure. He's by far the betting favorite. That's why somebody in the comment section said they got $100 on Lemos. Conwell and Beck Bully are going to be on the Haney Garcia undercard. That's good. Two good fighters. But I understand people are critical because it's pay-per-view. And Charles Conwell, a Black American fighter, very entertaining, but no one talks about him. Beck the Bully was getting hype until he got knocked the fuck out by Gabe Rosado. So, there's not a lot of big, exciting matchups. The guys they're fighting, nobody knows who they are. That fight is going to be Wilder's last fight. Gets a clean shot. He's not Japanese, he's Chinese. I'm sorry to say. What makes you think Mason would beat Russell? He's way bigger, way longer, way more skilled. And I'm not saying he'd beat him because obviously Russell is like, 26, 27 years old. And the other kid is like fucking 19. Conwell just got signed. Yeah. But that usually happens. When you just sign a contract with a new promotional company, usually you fight a trash can in your first fight. That's the welcome to the promotional company. We're giving you a free payday and to help build you up. So that's normal. Big Bang putting Wilder to sleep. Maybe.
Introducing your three judges scoring this contest from ringside. From Nevada, Tim Cheatham. From
Tim Cheatham.
Max DeLuca. And from New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld.
I wonder if there'll be a lot of conversation on YouTube about Haney ducking Hitchens if he ends up winning.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
or if they will basically give Haney a pass in this case and say Hitchens isn't ready or doesn't deserve this fight, like they did when Tank Davis was at 130. Fucking the arena's empty, eh? Look at those seats. Empty. Nobody's there. Newton, off subject. Do you know a lot about eclipses? Eclipses? You mean like sun, moon? I won't say that. That's the subject I'm on top of. Haney ducks no one, Sean. Get it right, bro. Well, we will see.
Here is the former IBF Latino Super Lightweight Champion desde Tres Arroyos, Buenos Aires, Argentina. El eléctrico Gustavo
Lemos.
And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white trunks with the gray and red trim.
Who's that dude in the corner? He looks familiar.
His professional record also a perfect one. 17 fights,
17-0, 7 KOs.
7 wins coming by way of knockout.
What's in there to know? The moon covers the sun sometimes. End of story. Why do you care what black people are saying? Okay, Dale. Why do you care what I'm saying? Sean doesn't respect slick black boxers with no power. It's not that I don't respect them. I do respect them. It's just don't cry to me that they should be superstars. Because if you do that, you're not going to be a superstar. Nobody's paying to watch you go out there and win a fight in a boring, uninteresting fashion. And I said that about a white girl from Australia that just fought today. So it has nothing to do with being black.
Good clean fight. Ya recibieron la instrucción es una pelea limpia. Legal punches, here for you. Golpe legales, here for you. Touchdowns, love to both of you.
When asked about Gustavo Lemos, Richardson Hitchens said, listen, he's never seen anybody like me. And when we told that story to Gustavo Lemos, he said, well, he's never seen anybody like me. So
yeah, well, he is. He's not talking about Lemos. He's looking at past him, which could be dangerous. Here we go. Let's see if Lemos is more like Maidana or more like Matias. Oh, nice jab. Got to cut the ring off, get him in there and throw punches.
With his style, the inactivity is not really going to bother him. He's not a high volume puncher. He looks for a big shot, normally a overhead right. Plotting, doesn't rely on footwork, so I think he's going to be just fine.
You say I don't respect slick black fighters, yet I'm one of the few channels actually talking about his fight right now.
Hitchens, that's going to be him all night right there. Getting away from the ropes, not staying against those too long where Lemos can get off his punches, build points, build confidence. So pop that jab, stick to that stick, and stick to the middle of the ring. Where's where he's going to win this fight.
Well, Lemos said point blank, I have to go to the body. It is essential. I cannot win unless I land my body punches.
Yeah, 40% of his landed punches are body shots. A couple fights ago, he had 65.
Oh, that's a nice shot. That's not low.
Certainly, the effectiveness to those body punches, man.
He's 5'5.5", so he's not really gonna land a whole bunch of
Fight's playing the way we expect. Pressure and jab and holding. Is the ref going to allow Hitchens to hold all night? Because we saw that in an issue in recent fights.
This first round, though, he just shouldn't be nowhere near the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but notice how he pivots away from the ropes. As soon as his back turns against it.
Yeah, but I agree with her in this case. It's too early.
I'm not seeing that too. When he smothers the shots, backs up the aggressive fighter that takes up the fight right.
Lemos got to double up that jab. Nice jab to the body from Hitchens.
That's a power jab. 2 fights earlier, he knocked out John Bowles in the first round with that jab. So that's stick. He's pretty strong. Now he gets really good leverage on it.
You know, while Lemos may come across as a brawler, he told me he's never been in a street fight. The only fights he's ever been in are in the gym. He used to follow his brother to the gym every day. One day his brother stopped going, said, I don't like it anymore. But Lemos just kept going. And never
Good head movement.
Lemos is definitely not a brawler. He's polished. He throws good shots. Good combinations like that.
Hit that hip. That shit's okay. It's a hip shot. Calm down.
You want to fight small. You want to explode. That's exactly what Lemos going to have to do tonight.
Yeah, we were ringside when Brian Castano won his world title against Patrick Teixeira years ago.
And the thing about Castano, he did very well against boxers. You know, he got drawn.
Oh. Yeah. You don't want to be getting hit from hooks like that in the first fucking round. You do not want to be getting hit by those shots already. Yeah, you are calling the fight, but rooting against the black fella. I'm not rooting against anyone. I said that fucking Hitchens is the favorite. And Lemos is going to have to put pressure on him to win. That's what everyone that watches boxing thinks. I have no horse in the race. I don't care who wins because whoever faces Sabril Matias, I think he's gonna fucking knock them out. But why do you care? You're supporting the fucking black fighter. Like, why is it a problem if I support somebody, but it's okay for you to support someone? I don't need to support someone because of their color. No size difference in this fight. Close to 10 holds by Hitchens in just the first round. Dale Bailey keeps crying. Ice Hitchens is nearly 5 inches taller with a much longer reach. That's why he's landing that jab like butter. That's true. I didn't think Castano when I was talking about Argentinian fighters. It's going to be tough. You can't be sitting there so early in this fight if you're Hitchens. It's just too early to be getting fucking put on the ropes. Right? Because what's going to happen by the time we get to round 7, 8, 9? This body shot from Lemos on the inside.
And now he turns southpaw right there, coming in with over his left, giving a different look to Hitchens.
If Lemos got a good gas tank, this is going to be a tough fight for fucking Hitchens. Yeah. Well, he's jabbing well. The problem is you got to double and triple that jab up, go to the body like that. Yeah. Oh, you just hit him and you stop him and make him reset, dumbass.
Keep missing the headshot that he's throwing. And then keep getting the corner like this.
The reason Hitchens is not jabbing is because of that. There's no target, being given by a style.
Oh.
And this is nightmare fuel for Richards and Hitchens halfway through round 2. Another undefeated underdog came here to win.
And Gustavo Lemos.
Hitchens may be forced to really brawl here tonight. We know he likes to stick and move, hit, and not get hit. But we might find out if he's got dog in him.
So we're going to find out tonight.
Well, that's it. You'll see if he's Raymond Ford in this fight.
Yes, we did.
Nice jab from Hitchens. Stood him up. A lot of holding early. Usumundos. Oh, Lemos going for the home run. I think you got to say 2 rounds for Lemos. Hitchens landing a good jab, showing a lot of skills, but getting caught by some big shots early, getting pushed on the ropes. He's going to have to fight better than this. Oh, look, Quinton. Quinton's hating on another brother because this brother was calling out Devin Haney. See, black on black hate. This is really the problem in YouTube. This is really what the problem is. Now, of course, you're either a fucking Haney fan or a Tank Davis fan, and you're hating one of the other guys. You better not duck me, son. What's up, Andre? So why are you hating on the dude? He's not fucking gonna fight Canelo. Black on black hate is also just a problem in the States. Well, that's true too. What's up, Darkness? Welcome in. So round 3, let's see. That's what you got to do. Double, triple that jab up. Yeah. You got to like fucking use more volumes and not fucking back into the rope so easy. Wow. Lemos is looking better early in this fight than people expected. People figured the first 3 rounds, 4 rounds, Hitchens would be easily winning.
This reminds me a little bit of Vernon Forrest versus Ricardo Mayorga. Forrest, a much more polished professional boxer.
Mayorga, Forrest. That's the same Forrest that easily beat Shane Mosley twice. There you go. Keep jabbing that body.
We praise Richardson Hitchens and how polished he is. Great jab, Olympic pedigree and background. But Lemos, on the other hand, this guy is just hitting anything. The shoulders, the biceps, the forearm, and it's causing Hitchens just to do that, clinch and get off the ropes.
Hitchens running an Olympic marathon here. Hitchens needs to get the offense. He needs to gain the guy's respect. That's true. Hitchens on his bike. Lemos is stalking him. Do you have many troll crips today, Sean? You know, same as normal.
It's exhausting, and I'll tell you what, one thing, we saw that co-main event we did with Pacheco. Richardson Hitchens going to have to find out another gear and another plan to keep off another undefeated, hungry fighter that's here to win.
So you think cool that he's just thinking he has somebody shot. He ain't getting back from the jab.
Hitchens said I'm always in shape, but let me tell you, for this training camp, I took things to another level.
He better have. He better be in the best shape of his life.
To deal with Gustavo Lemos. Good striking left. This is what Hitchens wants. We must to slow down and stay at range. In the middle of the ring.
What's the thing? If Lemos tires out,
Hitchens comes from a Mayweather school of boxing. This fight is kind of unwinding like Mayweather.
oh, nice right hand from Lemos.
Hitchens find out, hopefully not catching an over-aggressive. Lemos coming in.
Hitchens should be throwing the uppercut with him coming in so low. Well, I wouldn't say Lemos is a cherry pick. He's highly ranked by the sanctioning bodies. He beat a world champion in Lee Selby. I'll be back in a second. I need a refill. Oh. Oh, I better turn that volume off. Good thing I don't have AdSense, so in that case it doesn't matter, but I don't want to stop potentially from getting AdSense. Yeah, that round was closer. That round was closer for sure. Hitchens has everything in his favor. That's what I mean by cherry pick. Okay. Lemos is doing the business. Lemos is doing what he had to do. Pressure. Get him on the ropes, hit the body, use volume. Pressure bust pipes, right? Hitchens needs to use his jab, his reach, his length, control the distance. So far, one guy's done his job better than the other. But obviously, both having some success. But Hitchens getting away from holding a lot. I wonder if this is ever going to be an issue with this ref. Because depending on what ref, they could be fucking threatening penalties already. Yeah, but Lemos has been in with a long, slick fighter before in Lee Selby. So it's not like he's never faced a similar type of guy. And Selby was a southpaw. Now Hitchens is doing better, putting his hands together. You're down 3 rounds, but at least now you're letting your hands go. This fight's turning out to be the fight that Richardson Hitchens needed. People talked about him being boring, not doing that extra, not doing what he had to do to attract fans. So far, the fight's entertaining. If he goes on to pull a Raymond Ford, then nobody's going to be able to criticize him for being boring. That's for sure. There you go. Let those hands go. He looks way calmer in this round, but I think Lemos is losing some steam. And you losing steam in the fourth round, man. Ooh, there's a big right from Lemos. You have to come into this round fucking ready to go 20 rounds, throwing 100 punches, man. Kind of like Martinez, Fernando Martinez, the other Argentinian fighter at 115 pounds. The dude that beat Ancanjas twice and just would not fucking relent. Threw shots after shot after shot. Was just a machine. That's what Lemos needs to do. If he did that, he will win this fight. Good body work. Keep pounding. You can throw like a few straight jabs in there once you're inside, right? Pop his head back, kind of like Cotto, that up jab. There you go. That shit's effective when you're in mid-range. Shorter arm guy, straight punch, straight to the punch. Speaking of Fernando Martinez, he's apparently scheduled to fight in a unification fight at 115 pounds against Kazuka Ioka. So that's great. IBF champion versus WBA champion unification in Japan. And then obviously we have Bam Rodriguez stepping up to face Estrada. Hopefully the winners can match up. So who do you guys think won that round? I give that to Hitchens. So I think it's 3-1. Ioka whoops him. Well, Ioka's good. I like him. But in his last few years, his performances have been up and down, right? And the kid that's fighting Fernando Martinez, he's a fucking monster, man. He don't relent. He does what Bam Rodriguez's brother does, but he's better than Bam Rodriguez's brother. And we saw that many people think Bam's brother beat Ioka the first time around. Second time, Ioka obviously did what he does, what smart fighters do, technical fighters. He adjusted and won much more convincingly. Who's facing Ioka? Fernando Martinez, the IBF champion. What weight division is this? 115 pounds. This now? Or the fight we're talking about? Ioka, Fernando Martinez is 115. This fight's 140. Round 5. There you go, Hitchens. Let those hands go. Oh, nice right hand from Lemos. Nice jabs from Hitchens. Oh, come on, man. I don't know how you have it fucking 2-2. Again, fucking Mannix with terrible fucking scorecard. Like, fuck, man. I don't know. I don't think it's 4-0 either. Anyone watching this fight, I find it hard to believe you wouldn't have it 3-1 because I think those first 3 rounds were convincingly Lemos. The last round, convincingly fucking Hitchens. It's better pace, better aggressiveness by Lemos. There you go. Push up your rate. Like I say, you got to fucking throw a lot of punches. Outwork him. How do you beat a slick fighter? Volume. You don't even need to load up on shots. Just throw a lot. Move him backwards. See, what's his face made adjustments. Now he's not being pressured into the ropes either. He's controlling the middle. If he does that, it's going to be a much easier fight for him. Yeah, dig to that body, buddy. What's his face got pretty good footwork. The Argentinian guy. He turns with him well. Lemos doing great. He is doing great. American bias. Well, yeah. Lemos got to do a little more like Steve Calmers, a little more dirty on the inside, more like B-Hop. Oh, there you go. Nice straight shot. Popped his head back. Nice jabs from Hitchens. Nice jab to the body. That's a good shot. Gotta love it. See, so far this round, I have to favor Lemos, but It's there. He pushed my head down. Obviously, Lemos' punches aren't as hard as they were. That's why he's not having as much success. That's a close round. I think that one could go either way. Hitchens stole the round. I think maybe. Lemos doing great. 3-2 Lemos. I definitely think it's 3-2. Maybe you could say 4-1 if you're really leaning towards the non-American fighter. But to be fair, 3-2. 5-0. Quentin, obviously biased as fuck. He really hating on fucking. You know, with all these channels that are on my site now using other people's names and images, I wish you people would just fucking stop. Just be yourself. You don't need to fucking come on the channel and basically steal someone's identity. That shit's fucking classless. I let you say what you're going to say for the most part, as long as you're not a fucking complete fuckboy. So you can just be who you are. You don't need to be muddying waters by being fucking a copy channel. That shit goes back to when we had Floyd Manny. People don't do that shit anymore. Lemos' defense is opening up. Give me a wrench, I'll make it stop. You know, the fact is I thought I gave you a wrench, but I'm not sure what's going on. Wait until after this round and I'll investigate a little more. Come on, Lemos, you got to get your fucking second win, buddy. You cannot relent. You got to pressure. Keep hitting that body. Keep fucking making him not like it. Start throwing the uppercut on the inside. Uppercut in the inside. Uppercut. Turn that shit on him. There you go. That was a dramatic shot. Catching him in between. That's it. Show your gas tank. Keep pressuring. I said you can throw that up a jab. There you go. Jab to that body. All wrenches were purged after old channel. I guess. Hitchens holding too much. Less now than early on in the fight. He's having more success now, so he doesn't need to. And I think Lemos' punches are not as hard. There you go. Body, head, body, head. Hitchens' eye is starting to swell up a bit, so you can see he's getting hit by quite a few right hands. Is Hitchens tiring? Tough round. I don't know. Can I give wrenches here on StreamYard? 6-0, 3-3. I think it's either 4-2 or 3-3. Alicia Baumgartner, what's up, baby? You on that PED shit again? Is she gonna start trash talking fucking Clarissa?
And I look good doing that.
Thanks, Alicia.
She looked much better than Clarissa.
Poor behavior.
Lemos needs to tighten his defense. He just needs to fucking get him back against the ropes. He lost that advantage recently, and now it looks like Hitchens is actually backing him into the ropes a bit. Well, you gotta fucking make him tired. Round 7. Really, people were thinking Lemos would have his success in the second half of the fight, not the first half. And after the first 6 rounds, you could have Lemos up 4-2. Lemos needs to watch that Julio Cesar Chavez Meldrick Taylor fight to prep for this fight. How do you lose to a flat-footed Mexican? What are you talking about? If a fighter can slide his feet, cut off the rings, continue to put pressure on you, get you against the ropes, take your shots, use volume to outwork you, you can get beat, even if you're the slickest fighter out there. Meldrick Taylor, was great. I was a big Taylor fan. I obviously was picking him to beat Chavez, and then to have that fucking fight end that way, I was gutted. But a lot of the things that Chavez did were subtle, right? I didn't think he was winning the fight. And of course he wasn't. But then he ended up doing enough damage on Taylor that Taylor had nothing left. That's what this dude got to do. Hit those arms, hit those shoulders, hit that body, fucking keep throwing, work him out, tire him out, push him against the ropes with your shoulder, fucking pressure him, make his brain not be able to fucking think straight. But Mr. Newton, ass style is supreme. What's ass style? Hitchens won round 7. Flat-footed really means hard hitting. Exactly. Because when you're flat-footed, you can load up on your shots. 4-3 Hitchens. 7 rounds. It's either fourth. I think it's 4-3 Lemos, but nonetheless, Hitchens is doing better. Lemos is not having as much success. He hasn't been getting him on the ropes the last 3 rounds, maybe 4. They're still worried because look at how they're talking. You don't scream at your fighter like that. 3 dudes screaming in his ear if you think you're winning easily. Whereas Lemos' corner, 1 dude, calm, just saying, hey, keep going to the body, keep pressuring him. Flat-footed means one-dimensional. Flat-footed means power. I think Hitchens is turning the tide. Well, is Richard Hitchens more than one-dimensional, or is he also just one-dimensional? It's just his dimension is different, right? Being a slick boxer doesn't mean that you're multi-dimensional. You are one-dimensional. Slick boxer. Can you fight the inside? Can you be the aggressive fighter, the boxer puncher? Jabs landed. Well, that's not a surprise. There you go. Oh, come on. He's holding for dear life, ref. Oh, now you can see why fucking Hitchens' corner was fucking screaming and worried. This is not the way he's supposed to come out. Not after the last 3 rounds where he looked good. Now this round, fucking octopus mode. Hit the body. Hit the body, man. Don't just, there you go. There you go. Hit that body. Don't just hit the fucking head. Man, you know Devin Haney fans, the fanatical fucking LDBC, if he ends up getting beat, they're going to fucking clown him like they clown fucking, what's his face, for getting beat by Valenzuela and by Garcia. Oh, you could totally say this is a fucking 10-8 round so far. You got a lot of time, a minute. Hit the body, Lemos. Nice uppercut, nice uppercut. There you go. He's holding on the inside, throw those uppercuts. Oh, nice fucking right hand from Hitchens. Lemos is tired. He shot his load early. Come on. Nice uppercut on the inside from Hitchens. Oh, nice body shot. Hitchens showing some dog in him. This is what people want to see. They want to see vulnerability, but strength. This is what makes people like you. This is what makes you a draw. You got hurt, but then you come back and you look fucking good coming back. Good round for Lemos. That was probably the most dominant round of the fight, even though Hitchens did come back with some really clean, effective shots. Lemos gassed. Well, you know, you saw the opening. He went for it. Three people screaming at you. Come on, dudes. Who's the one guy fucking talking? The rest of you just do your job. Right now, the kid's fucking in his head, man. And then you fucking coming at him from all kinds of angles. I think the uppercut that Hitchens landed was the money shot. You got to be gassed. That was a good round. Just do that more. See what's looking past your opponent does. Yeah, you should look past your opponent. Stay focused. Fuck. This dude. We're definitely going to see who's the dog in the last fucking 4 rounds. It's there for both of them. Who's going to fucking take it? To be fair, though, wouldn't you love to see fucking Subriel Matias versus fucking Lemos? Even though the last Argentinian fighter that Subriel Matias fought, goddamn, he destroyed that fucking guy. But the way Hitchens is being worked by Lemos, What's going to happen if he steps in and tries to fight Matias? Matias's body work is brutal. He's got a way better jab. He's taller and longer. Hits way fucking harder. That's why I'm saying I'm picking fucking Subriel Matias to beat whoever wins this fight. Lemos is still a developing fighter. Well, you can't be developing. He's like fucking 30 years old. Fuck, you holding a lot, Richard. Ref, you gonna fucking give him a warning? Oh, nice right hand from Lemos. Don't forget the body, buddy. Hitchens is showing his dog, man. He's showing his dog because he ain't feeling great, but he's fucking digging down. Nice uppercut on the inside by Lemos. A lot of holding and not one fucking warning yet. That was definitely a Lemos round. So he's on top going into the final 3 rounds. It's still there. Hitchens can win it. So can Lemos. Man, Newton hates American. Why do I hate American? I'm not picking anyone. I'm saying both guys can still win. It's there. But tell me, you think Hitchens won the last round? Sean, when you come in to visit America, no good amateur system in Argentina. He's still developing. He's at 30 fucking fights, man. Argentina been producing fucking world champions for decades. You don't remember Carlos Monzon? It's like Mexico. They don't have a big amateur fucking group either, but they still produce some of the best fighters in the world. 9 world champions. Oh, both guys fucking going for it this round. I don't know if this favors Hitchens. But Lemos looks like, yeah, let's do it. Nice jab from Hitchens. That's it. Total punches landed. I don't know how they think fucking Hitchens landed more punches than Lemos. I mean, you just look right now. It's like 9 punches, 10 punches to 2. See, Hitchens showing his dog. No one's going to be able to say he's boring after this fight, especially if he comes through with the victory like Raymond Ford did. If he does that, DAZN got 2 Black American fighters, world champions, coming off of career-defining fucking performances. Oh, nice uppercut. Come on, Lemos. You shouldn't be on the ropes. Turn this kid. Lemos is throwing. Oh, nice uppercut on the inside from Lemos. Oh. If he lands something clean, man, it might be fucking lights out. Well, either way, I suppose. There you go. Nice right hand from Hitchens. Nice body shot from Hitchens. Don't lean on me. Get him on the ropes. Pressure him. Lemos looks tired now. Oh, there you go. And big. And big. You got this round. You can't let him fucking steal it. There you go. I think that's a Lemos round, man. Talking about working. Lemos is gassed. Lemos doesn't get tired, dude. He's giving everything here. How many? Commentary is giving 10th to Hitchens. Of course they're biased as fuck, man. Come on. That's why I don't even listen to them. He had 50 fights, like I said, developing Mexican, Argentinian fighters, use the pros develop. Yeah, that was fucking a different era, man. Nobody's fighting that many fucking fights anymore to develop outside of Munguia and Canelo. Round 11, the championship rounds. Let's see who's going to fucking grab this victory. I'd love to see someone get dropped. That would just be the defining moment, right? Obviously, laying claim to the victory. Not stopping, but at least just dropping a guy. Flash knockdown, whatever. Oh. That's it. The most, you don't need to fucking shoot your load right off the beginning. Nice body shot. Both these guys digging deep. Oh, there you go. Not the kind of knockdown I was hoping for, but yeah, I think Matias fucking beats both these guys. I laughed when Spence went to the body. His fans acted like he discovered fire. Exactly. Nobody had ever went to the body before Errol Spence did it. That's what fucking this guy got to remember to do. Don't just headhunt. Hit that body still. Body. You're missing those big fucking crazy hooks. Don't forget to hit the body. Big wild hook. Hitchens has showed he's tough, got a good chin. He took a lot of big shots tonight. Never really looked too wobbled. Outside of that one round. But I can't believe there's been no. Oh yes, you give him a warning for elbow, but you haven't given fucking Hitchens a warning for holding all fight. Literally doing it from round one. So comes down to the final round. Who got it? For the record, I hate Paulie Malignaggi. I think Paulie's a great commentator. But the problem with him is his takes are too fucking biased and too one-sided. 11-0 for Lemos. Shh. Come on. That was a nice shot. Both guys had success. These rounds are super close, right? It depends on what you're favoring. But I could see Lemos up 3 or 4 rounds. Or I could see Hitchens up 1, maybe 2 rounds. Paulie is the closest shields. Well, at least he understands boxing and knows. I got Lemos comfortably ahead. My scorecards are always the most accurate, except in this case. Final round. Who's going to do it? Nice jab from fucking Hitchens. Nice jab from Lemos. Of course, they've got Lemos up by 1 round. Can you imagine a draw? That would be fucking terrible. Come on, Hitchens. You want to win the fight. You can't be running fucking the whole time. Oh, nice little uppercut from Hitchens. Throws a big uppercut. You changing. Boom. Big one. Big hook. Fuck. He's moving more in this round than he has the whole fight. Nice right hand. Nice jab. Nice pressure. Oh, Lemos. Look, ref, holding like crazy. You gonna fucking give him a warning? I think Hitchens' corner told him that you just have to survive. You got this fight. Because he's fighting really fucking safety first. And in Vegas, who knows? You could see scorecards fucking 118, 111 fucking Hitchens. I would not be surprised at all. Come on, man. You got a minute. Take this fight. Oh, still no fucking warnings about holding. Come on, Lemos. Pressure. There you go. Get on him. Jump in there. You got to end with a fucking flurry. You can't fucking give ground. Hit the body. Don't just chase the head. Of course they want Hitchens to win. He's the American, part of DAZN. Body. Hit the body. Oh, come on. Don't do that. There's no time left. Don't do that. Don't be tough, man, throwing away the round. Yeah, but you just gave away maybe the 12th round, and that could be the difference between winning and losing, buddy. You don't know what these judges are going to do. I think fucking Lemos won the fight. But who would be shocked and surprised if Hitchens wins?
I gave the last round to Gustavo Lemos. I have him to win this round 7 rounds to 5. I gotta agree. There's no way I see Hitchens winning this fight. I think the best he can do is a draw.
Well, there's the judge. There's the commentating team. Who in the chat thinks that Hitchens won the fight? Even the announcers are saying Lemos won. Yeah. So John has it a draw. Quinton has it for Lemos. David, what do you think? Hitchens lost. Pro Box Ring Girls are the best. I don't know. Do we see girls? Top rank girls are okay, except the problem is Top Rank is so nice. Wow, I don't care if Hitchens won, Sean. Damn. If I don't understand, Damon, does that mean you think Hitchens won or not? 114, 113 Lemos, yes, they are. Pro Box needs hot bitches, right? Because it's a minor boxing promoter. So you better have something to grab everybody's attention. I always like when you have sexy ass fucking girls. I can't believe that Top Rank, the problem is they're too nice. They keep their girls for a long time and they go from being sexy to becoming mothers and older. Fury owns Wakanda. Salute. Good luck, John. But I want Lemos. I put my bet on him. And I don't like Pro Box that much. Pro Box is great for what it is. Close fight, Lemos won in my opinion. So I don't know if I've seen anyone in the comment section say that Hitchens won. So let's see what the judges are saying. Yeah, but they're also in Vegas, so they got access to fine bitches.
117, 111. Max Galuka and Steve Weisfeld both scored this bout 115 to 113.
117, 111.
Your winner by unanimous decision, he's still undefeated, Richardson.
This tells you, Vegas, this is a problem. How the fuck is it 117, 111? Yeah. Like, that's what we knew was going to happen. You knew that fucking this was going to happen. And this has nothing to do with Hitchens. He fought brave. He fought his best. It's just he didn't dominate. He didn't do what people thought he would do. To now say that he fucking won 117, 111, even the other two cards, both close, right? But I mean, come on. Did Richard Hitchens ever have Lemos hurt in that fight? Lemos had fucking him hurt and looking like he's on the way out. What a fucking robbery. What a robbery. And this is what American boxing is, right? This is Vegas. Vegas fucking consistently with their in-house fucking judges fucks up the sport of boxing with terrible fucking scorecards like that. 117, 111, right? And I mean, Hitchens is going to get clowned, but it's not his fault. It's the judges. You even look at his corner. They fucking were desperate.
Got to dig deep to win that fight. A close fight throughout. How confident were you when that final bell rang?
That's why he ran the last round.
I felt like I won the fight unanimously. It was a close fight. I made it close some rounds. I gave him right hands, and I stood there and cheered him because my corner kept telling me like the fight is close. But I felt like I was out boxing, landing too many shots, and boxing smart. But he was tough, undefeated, 29-0 in his prime, and he came over here to win. He came in shape. He came to my country to win, and I felt like I won. But he in my country, so they're gonna try to say he got robbed or whatever. It's cool, but I felt like I won easily.
But only in America do you have 3 American judges. If you went to Argentina, you wouldn't have 3 Argentinian fucking judges.
Yeah, he was real powerful, and he was relentless. He went to win. So it is what it is. And nobody want to lose their own, especially somebody 29-0. I was only 17-0. Now I'm 18-0.
That's why Inouye doesn't need to fucking go to the States.
My first active solid year in boxing since I got with matching. So they can do all they want. I mean, not his fans, but my fans is happy because we got a W. We had a world championship now. I did people out, and they went to see me in the tough fight, see if I had that W. Did I show I had that?
You did show you.
Okay. The last fight wasn't exciting. I thought this was exciting.
It was exciting.
He made it exciting. He called me some good shots. I called me some good shots, and he gave the fans what they wanted.
So you had the second half of the fight. You took a couple of clean shots. I think it was the 8th round of that fight. Looked like you had your hurt towards the end of that round. Did you feel hurt any time during this fight?
I mean, no, not really. He called me with a good shot, and it takes more than just one good shot to make it to win a fight. I called him some good shots too. It is what it is.
What do you take away from a fight like this against the pressure fighter? Because what's coming next, or what could be coming next, is another pressure fighter. What do you take away from that?
You gotta be in shape, and you can't underestimate nobody. I mean, I knew none of us was gonna come. I knew it wasn't gonna be an easy fight. People were saying it's gonna be an easy fight. it's tailor-made, but I know his style was tailor-made for my style, so a come forward fight that's gonna make it ugly. But like I said, we got the W, and it's on to the next.
He was throwing a lot more punches than you were. Maybe not landing with the accuracy, but he was throwing a lot. Were you concerned that the judges were going to see that?
No, I thought I was landing clean shots, and I was playing the clean shots and making sure all his flurries wasn't really landing. You know, I was tying him up, turning him, neutralizing him. But
Yeah, you were holding a lot and you never got warned once.
Good fight versus a solid fight. This is what the people came here to see, and this is what they got the show they wanted.
You are now next in line for Super Martinez's IBF world title. He's going to come back on June 15th on DAZN against Liam Parra. Do you believe you should be the next guy he faces?
I feel like whoever is the winner of the fight, whoever is the winner of the next fight in the next 2 weeks, WBC, that's the fight I want. I've been telling the fans that, you know, I mean, I just, my team know what's going on with me. My team know my issues or whatever. We're gonna go back to the drawing board and talk to it as a team, but I felt like I could have definitely thrown a better performance, but I knew that tonight I was gonna come in 100%, and I know the reason why. But like I said, I still got it done like a true
Oh,
champion.
excuses.
What's the reason why?
I'll talk to my team about it, and maybe next time we'll coffee and send me to talk about this one.
Congratulations.
I want to thank all the fans back in New York, all the fans and you know, all the fans that came out to watch me, all the fans that tuned in, Brooklyn, New York. My coaches, my manager, Keith Conley. Thank you to Eddie Hearn for giving me another great opportunity.
Notice Dale Bailey hasn't said a word. Dale Bailey, who'd you have winning?
I want to see all the other champions, all the upcoming guys take a test like this, and let's see how they come up. I felt like I did what I had to do, and I passed it with great colors.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Andy, we'll turn to you briefly. This man's right there in the world title picture, but that was a tough fight. No question about it. How did you see it play out?
I thought it was a coming of age fight for Richards and Hitchens. You know, the criticism in the past is he's not excited. He just gave us a brilliant fight in there.
Sit in the fence, eh?
I thought it was a very close fight. I think 115, 113 is a good scorecard. 117, 111 is not.
That's disconnected from reality.
Yeah, and sometimes that can, you know, get people riled up. But in a 115, 113,
That's true.
It's a fight that can go either way. Lemos finished strong. You know, Richie had a brilliant middle stage of the fight and was closing well. And Lemos come back. I thought it was tremendous. I mean, one thing's for sure, we're seeing Lemos back on Matchroom and DAZN. I think he's brilliant. But
Good, you should. Shouldn't fucking suffer because of this fight.
He had to show something that he hasn't shown before. He stood and he traded. He let Lemos back him up too much early in the fight. Then he started to hold his ground. And he gave everyone a great fight. You know, and he showed that he's willing to go into the trenches against someone who's 29-0. So a fight that maybe could have gone either way. I think Richie did enough to win it 115, 113. What a brilliant fight, great performance. We know he's got the skill, now we know he's got the heart. He's going to have to improve if he's going to beat the likes of Super Matias, Devin Haney, all those guys he wants. But tonight he showed something different and gave the fans a tremendous fight.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys.
Facts.
Well, Sergio,
How come Lemos doesn't get this talk?
dropped down a peg on the attitude, but he said, no, I want it easy. I'm on to bigger, better things. This was
Won it easy. Of course, as a fighter, you're always going to think you won. But when you're looking at his three fucking cornermen screaming at him during rounds, that tells you they don't think he won easy. Lemos' corner, one dude talking to him, calm, giving him directions. He went out there, continued to do exactly what he was supposed to do. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Eddie, shut up before you lose your credibility. Well, what Eddie said was true, right? He said the kids still got to do better. And obviously, oh, fucking Ellie set back. Fucking douchebag. I don't know how his channel fucking succeeds. Stupid fucking guy, doesn't know shit. Lemos fought his heart out. Clarissa was scared for her champ. Yes, she was. And he also pointed out that 117, 111 card was terrible. And because of that, people are going to say a lot of negative things about the result, which they will. Gary Russell didn't get the nod, and he was a champion. Didn't get the nod, what, fighting Lomachenko? Because he's the star of the David crew. God, man, that was horrible. Well, it is what it is, right? To be fair, like Eddie said, it's true. People were questioning Hitchens, his style, wanting to see him in a more exciting fight. He came out there and he did exactly that. Not because he chose to. He did that because Lemos forced him to do that. But nonetheless, he did what he had to do. He stood in there. He took it. He gave it back. He landed a lot of good, clean jabs, a lot of clean shots as well. It's just he did not win convincingly. And that's why people feel like he was beaten. Rigged, bottom line. I don't know about rigged, but 117, 111. That's what Vegas fucking. Look how fast that place cleared out. Jesus fucking Christ. It's empty now. 172 to 161. I don't know if he landed that much more punches than this kid, but it is what it is. UD, UTKO, UD. If we think about it, Castro was kind of exposed, but showed his dog. Nicholson won easy. Yafai won easy, but did get a bit exposed as well. Got hit too much. Pacheco exposed, didn't do what he should do. And of course, in this case, Hitchens exposed, didn't dominate the way he was expected to. So all the named fighters in this fight card were in tough. And the only one that really handled it easily was Sky Nicholson. Rigged 100%, a strike, they fall asleep on something, copyright, and played. Huh? Iceman, what are you talking about? But let's get to this. Oh, it's too small. Can you guys see? This is the rankings right now for 140 pounds as listed by BoxRec. So obviously you got Devin Haney, number 1, Matias 2, Lopez 3, Garcia 4, Prograis 5, Cruz 6, Barboza 7, Josh Taylor 8, Andy Hiroka 9. I don't know how the fuck Andy Hiroka is 9. Steve Cleget, who's going to be fighting Teofimo Lopez next at 10. I don't know how he's number 10, but obviously Hitchens is probably going to elevate past those two guys. Then you got Russell, who's been a little inactive, Jack Cattrall, who obviously should be ranked higher, and Sandor Martin, Liam Perro, Gustav Lemos, Jermaine Ortiz, right? Lindolf Delgado just re-signed, obviously was in good fights recently as well. They have a really, really deep top 10 when you think. If you take Hiroka, Cleget out of there, put Russell and Hitchens in there, that top 10 is probably the best in boxing, right? Legitimately. You could mix all those 10 names together, pull out any from the hat, and you're just going to make great fights, regardless of who the matchup might be. It wasn't me. It was actually Mad Chad. What did Mad Chad do? Alonzo, you played music. I'm talking with DJ Newton about Mad Chad's channel. Okay. Cruz should be ahead of Prograis. That's true. He should be. When we look at the official rankings, here we are here. Let me screen share the other one. These are the official rankings by the sanctioning bodies, just to see who's in position to fight who based on mandatory. So obviously Haney is the WBC champion. Sandor Martin is his mandatory. Richardson Hitchens is underneath of him. I don't know if this means he's going to be elevated above Sandor Martin or not. Russell, Cattrall, Barboza, Garcia. Obviously Garcia is getting the fight. They don't even have Jose Carlos Ramirez, I guess because of his inactivity. Another top 10 rated middle light heavy junior welterweight. Isaac Cruz, Barboza, right? That's another mandatory fight. Barboza should be getting his shot against Cruz. Keith Sims. You look at the WBA rankings compared to the WBC. Keith Sims, Alberto Coelho, Nestor Bravo, Cattrall, Romero, Torinov, Akhmedov, Davis, Julian Smith. Who the fuck are those guys? Outside of Cattrall, I mean, who on that list is a top 10 fighter? Even Barboza, the fact that this 42-year-old fucking fighter that was beaten by, what's his face? The guy Lomachenko knocked out with a great temple shot. How is he still even relevant? Thanks to the WBA. The IBF, obviously, Hitchens now moves into mandatory position for that Subriel Matias fight. Let's see if he's interested in making that fight. Because based on tonight's fight, I don't think he's going to be jumping at the chance for that fight. And then, of course, Lopez Barboza is his mandatory. He's been ducking that dude for days. We know Ramirez is coming back against a less than stellar opponent. I can't remember who Ramirez is fighting, but one of the Bartholomew brothers, right? Who's not even ranked in the top 15. Like, you couldn't fight any of these other dudes that are ranked, like a Nestor Bravo or fucking somebody, right? A Sean Coombs, Puff Daddy, or a Japanese fighter like Naishi Nagata, right? Like, at least these guys are ranked in the top 15. He's literally fighting somebody that's nowhere fucking even in the rankings, not by any of the sanctioning bodies. You do not see Francis Bartholomew or his brother's name anywhere in these rankings. That shit's terrible. Terrible. Who's the other fighter that's being criticized because of his mediocre opponent? Virgil Ortiz. Let's see. Virgil Ortiz, super welterweight. Virgil Ortiz, number 7 by the WBO, not ranked by the IBF. Number 6 by the WBC. Not ranked. Oh, number 1 ranked by the WBA. There you go. WBA rankings. Guy comes back, fights a nobody, and all of a sudden he becomes the WBO mandatory. Even though, what's going on there? Isn't the champion right now? How do they list vacant? The champion right now is fucking what's his face? The Kazakhstan guy or the Uzbekistanian dude. Right? And the IBF, Bek Melikuziev, just beat Ketrel to become the champion. How come the guy that just beat Korbanov is not listed as the champion? Because that's where the guy that right now is being discussed as a possible opponent for Bud Crawford. And Tim Tszyu, they still have listed as the champion. They haven't changed any of these rankings yet. Come on, boxing scene. And, of course, sanctioning bodies. But who is Ortiz fighting? I can't even remember. But, Delorme. Of course, Delorme is not in any of these rankings. But Ortiz, for his part, has just bounced into this division and had one fight. So, people acting like he should be fighting, I don't know, world-class opponents coming off of inactivity, near-death health issues. I think, you're expecting too much. Could you imagine what Tank would do to Hitchens? And I think he's protected douchebag. But if he landed on Hitchens' shins that way Lemos did, yeah, it'd be fucking lights out. No way, Looney Tunes, man, pay attention to copyrights. Hitchens going into witness protection after this fight. I think he's just going to be calling out Devin Haney. And he's not going to be looking for Subriel Matias at all. Delorme is a bad fight. How's it a bad fight for Ortiz? But he did go the distance with Stanionis. Exactly. And we know Virgil Ortiz was going to fight Stanionis, but the problem is health issues have gotten in the way. Who's next for Pacheco? There you go. Shishkin, Melikuziev, Bazinian. Bazinian and Melikuziev are both hard punchers. Shishkin is much more of a Russian, straight up sort of boxer. So I think they should throw him in with Shishkin. Shishkin's a good fighter, highly ranked at 154 pounds. Let's just check out the rankings for 154 pounds. Or sorry, 168 pounds. There we go. Here's the rankings. So Pacheco, number 5 by the WBC. Not ranked by, of course, ranked 13th by the WBA. Ranked 5th by the IBF, ranked 2nd by the WBO. Shishkin is number 2 by the IBF. So if you face Pacheco versus Shishkin, you're facing a top 10 IBF fighter. You beat him, you move past William Skull, the Cuban fighter who hasn't beaten anyone, to become Canelo Alvarez's IBF mandatory. Hey, if it makes money, it makes sense. If you fight Bekmambetov, he's number 7. Bazinian is ranked number 3. You win that fight, you put yourself in position to be the number 1 for the WBO. Obviously, Munguia is getting that opportunity now because he's fighting Canelo. At Pacheco, number 5, here you have Shishkin, who's number 11, Melikuziev, who's 13. So, you know, you will jump. Bazinian is number 3. So that's a good one there. Bazinian, the Canadian fighter, limited but a hard puncher. I definitely think Pacheco could beat him. Canadian versus Mexican-American. Either one of those 3 fighters is a good opponent, right? What are these guys saying? Oh, of course you did. Look at these two.
I really want to smoke with you. I want to fight you. Can I fight you right now? All right, so she's the 130-pound champion. You're
130.
At 154. Undisputed at 154. Is there a place in the middle that you can meet to fight Alicia Ball?
Look at her ugly necklace.
You said
Quote.
I fought at 54, 60, and I also fought at 68. I'm a bigger woman, so I walk around at 175, 180. You talk about coming down to what do you want?
Let's say 150.
150. I'm the 3-time undisputed champ. I'm a 13 world champ. She wanted smoke with me. She started everything with me. So therefore, if she want to fight.
So you want her to go up fucking 25 pounds?
I will still kick her ass. I'd be a little drained, but I don't want to be drained against her. I want to go against her. I want to have all my skills and my ability and my power, and I want to be able to show her that look, you alright, you know, you okay, but without these steroids and also with you being in the ring with like a real champ. You're not gonna be able to do what you think you're gonna do. And look, this is no shade to nobody, but I'm not Michaela, and she went a split decision with Michaela. You know what I'm saying? And Michaela is a phenomenal fighter, but it's like I'm not Michaela, and it's the reason why she did not rematch Michaela. Let's keep it real. So therefore, it's like really, I just want to smoke with her, and because like nobody gets talking no stuff to me and think I'm gonna do nothing. Like I saw her. She wanted to talk stuff through like the little telecom because she's a clout chaser. So I wanted to give her the clout that she wanted, but also let her know I really beat you up.
You know,
that's like I said.
The one thing I love about all this is that we see a lot of altercations in men's boxing. Nothing really comes of it. Something tells me we're going to get that fight. Because in women's boxing, the big fights tend to happen.
She needs me. If she
I knew he is obviously a much better fighter than Delorme.
She needs me.
Is Ortiz ready for that level of competition? The truth is, if you beat Delorme, then you're jumping in with a top 15 ranked opponent from the sanctioning bodies, right? But at this point, let's give the kid a break, right? Another robbery for, oh, come on, that ain't nice, Windy City. You from Chi-Town. But his most diehard supporters tried to claim Crawford ducked him. And I'm over here like, really? Who ducked who? Virgil Ortiz? Man, everybody knows Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis ducked Bud Crawford. They were in position to mandate the WBO title. They walked away from it. Bud Crawford's team offered both of them. Literally, Ortiz's team said they ain't ready for it. And then they fucking crossed over to the WBA to fight for a regular title. The same thing fucking Ugis did. Ugis also ducked him. Ugis could have fought for a real title. He chose to fight for a fucking baby belt, right? So these dudes all fucking ducked Crawford. No, I ain't giving a break. U.S. boxing is so bad. Virgil ducked Crawford. I agree somewhat. Sean, what do you think about Navarrete Baranchek? I think it is what it is. Baranchek, part of that Ukrainian Olympic team with Vosdik, Usyk, and Lomachenko, finally gets his shot. Navarrete trying to become a 4-weight world champion. The same thing we're hoping that Bud Crawford does against the Uzbekistanian fighter who's got the WBA title at 154 pounds. Golden Boy knew Virgil wasn't ready. Yeah, of course they do. They understand his health issues better than we do. So who is Bud fighting next? Might be fighting Madrimov, right, for the WBA title. I know people are hating on that, but I'm like, why are you hating for Bud Crawford to fight a world champion? Madrimov just won the title. And if the Saudis are willing to put money on the fight and make the fight, then what the fuck's the issue? Like, people just hate. And this is primarily black on black hate, because it ain't normal people hating on it. It's fucking Errol Spence, pseudo Boots Ennis fans who are hating on Crawford fighting this guy. And of course, they would be criticizing him if he fought Tim Tszyu as well. But it's okay for fucking Spence to come after getting his ass knocked out to fight Funduro in a fight nobody was asking for, but getting made because the PBC wants to do an in-house fight and loves to fucking recycle fighters, doing what they always do. Lemos won, but they robbed him. But at least Enos half-ass wants to fight Bud when you're talking about now. Well, he didn't. He walked away from the WBO fight to go chase the IBF title for Spence. And then the IBF gave him a fucking email title. Sean, a lot of people are picking Baranchek to win. Baranchek got amateur pedigree, right? And Navarrete has not looked as dominant since he's moved up in weight. If Bam fighting Estrada, Sean, or is it another guy? No, he's fighting Juan Francisco Estrada in a great fight. Great fight. Bam is fighting Estrada. It's official. I just feel like Virgil Ortiz is being babied. How are you being babied when your fucking boxing career was almost ruined because of health issues? Come on, man. Yeah, that fight pisses me off. Lemos got done grimy. Team Enos rejected Black Prime's offer to fight Bud. I want to pick against Navarrete, but the guy keeps pulling it out. That's it. You got to favor him, but you wouldn't be opposed to putting some money on the underdog. More money, right? I think Navarrete is going to beat that Ukrainian guy. Well, he should beat that Ukrainian guy, because the majority of Americans have never even seen that Ukrainian guy fight, don't know who he is, don't know anything about him. So, you know, Navarrete, who is a name in the U.S. market, big power, better resume, 3-weight world champion, you would expect him to win. Baranchek barely beat Yigit from what I heard. Yeah, but you can't use triangle theory. I mean, it is what it is. Baranchek, the problem with him, he's in his mid-30s. He's been around for a long time, and this is the first big opportunity he's got. So, you know, he's probably past his best, not as active as he should be. Beat him convincingly, but didn't do anything impressive. Well, okay, but he's not an impressive fighter. He's an amateur standout who boxes. He's not a power puncher, right? Where's the rankings? What do we got? Where's Baranchek? Baranchek. I think Top Rank picked that guy for Navarrete for a reason. Well, it's not Top Rank that picked him. It was the WBO who elevated him to that position, knowing that somebody was going to get him. I think Valdez can beat that other 130 champ. He has the most experience and fought Shakur and Navarrete. That other 30 champ, who? Oshaki Foster? Oshaki Foster beats his ass. Beats his ass. Featherweight. Emmanuel Navarrete. I like Valdez. Valdez is a fun fighter, but he's limited. Man, I'm pissed about the Haney Garcia undercard. Straight trash. Well, I wouldn't say trash. I mean, most of these pay-per-views have mediocre undercards. It's funny that most of these people shitting on this card didn't praise the Saudi Arabian pay-per-view card on how deep it was. Nunez would beat Valdez too. I think so. I think he would. But let's see. Where's this dude? Navarrete. Is the fight official? Yep. Baranchek. 18-0. 18-0. And he's been a champion a long time and only had 18 fights. Started his career in 2015. So 9 years. Right? He just beat Anthony Yigit. Prior to that, he beat Von Mendy. Prior to that, he beat Ishe Cheniev. 3 quality fighters back to back to back. Right? And he beats all his top fighters by decision because that's the kind of fighter he is. But Mendy was a long-time top 10 fighter. Cheniev, a very skilled Russian fighter, only lost to elite-level opponents. Cheniev, oh, now he's really fallen off the map, eh? Prior to getting beat by this guy, who did he lose to? Comey. and 2 Russian fighters. Since then, he's lost to 2 more Russian fighters and had a draw. Mendy's a monster that people completely ducked, never been knocked out in his career. Lost to the same African guy twice, lost to Postal way back in the day, lost to Eden Statney, Finnish fighter, lost to Luke Campbell, and just recently lost to Baranchek after winning like 8 fights in a row. Bounced back with a victory against an undefeated fighter, and now is fighting British fighter Sam Noakes, undefeated fighter again. And I'd put my money on him to beat fucking Sam Noakes. Foster was going life and death with him. Foster. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that Foster is the best fighter, but I don't know, though. Valdez is way better than Rocky Hernandez. Is he way better? I call these guys Stevenson, Hitchens, Haney, the horsemen of boxing apocalypse. Amaro bums killing any attraction the sport holds, while good fighters get buried and ignored. Your thoughts of Samson saying Bud is boring and doesn't bring any money to the table? Well, of course Samson's going to say that because he's fucking a PBC fanboy, right? He makes all his money fucking promoting PBC fighters. So, of course, he's going to do what the PBC has done consistently to Bud Crawford. Blackball him, duck him, and downplay him. The fact that he says that when his best fighters, not one of them fucking is a big seller. Not one. David Benavidez? What did his 2 pay-per-views do? Straight up fucking garbage. And now he's going to be on the undercard of Tank Davis's fucking fight, which is also going to do garbage numbers. Congratulations to you. Valdez has a great chin, and he is experienced. Yeah, and Rocky Hernandez had a great chin as well. And fucking was relentless. But Anthony Yigit, not a bad fighter. People shit on Yigit, but they're a little dismissive. When you think he got beat by Baranchek first back in 2018, stopped in the 7th round by Baranchek, stopped. Then he fought Rolly Romero, got stopped in the 7th round, fought Keyshawn Davis, got stopped in the 9th, and then fought Baranchek again. Different Baranchek, Ivan Baranchek, 140-pound fighter. And obviously went 12 rounds. Baranchek, not the biggest puncher, right? He's more of a skill fighter. He's going to rely on outboxing Navarrete. Benavidez looked coked during that Pacheco fight. How do you see a Crawford-Janibek fight? That's a tough fight because Janibek's much bigger and he's also an outboxer. So, right, it's going to be difficult for Bud to get into range to land big shots. Tim Tszyu fight, I think, would have been easier. Rocky Hernandez got knocked out by Roger Gutierrez, who is trash, but Gutierrez is a big puncher. He doesn't have a good chin. I got to go check out Pargo's fights, see if he really for Matias. Crawford would beat Janibek. Well, it's easy to say he would beat him, but Janibek is, I think, just as long as him, just taller than him. Crawford's power is not going to carry up to 160 pounds. Now we're talking about Crawford being in his 5th weight division. So, obviously that would play big against you. Janibek, Alamakulehehe, 15-0, 10 knockouts. He is 6 foot tall with a 72-inch reach. So Bud Crawford still has a reach advantage over him, but giving up quite a few inches in height. And he's going to be giving up a lot of natural weight and size. Janibek barely squeaked by Denzel Bentley, who is a way bigger fighter than Bud Crawford, right? You're comparing a guy like Bentley, who is a legitimate middleweight, to a legitimate welterweight. 126, like with fights, Lopez, Espinoza, Ball, Figueroa, any matchup between those 4 would be wars. And there's a few other guys in the mix as well. I mean, obviously, what's-his-face should be bouncing back. My man from the States, from Philadelphia. What's his name? Got knocked out by by the monster. Bentley is a bum of the highest order. He ain't a bum. He is a UK fighter. Janibek would be too big and long for Crawford to get off. That's the problem, right? It wouldn't be easy for Crawford to be effective against him. It's not like he wouldn't beat him, but just to say, oh yeah, of course Crawford beats him. I mean, we've seen tons of times in history where welterweights moved up and fought middleweights, and they were considered superstars. And they didn't win when they stepped up. Crawford spars Stone Cold Nelson at 168. Nelson's garbage. So I think he would do good against Janibek. Janibek is a boxer. Stephen Fulton, yes, sorry. What did you score the Pacheco fight? I had Pacheco winning probably by 2, maybe 3 rounds. But that fucking Richardson Hitchens fight, you know, the funny thing is, I bet John Boxing going to make a video fucking fanboying Richardson Hitchens like crazy and then shitting on the Vegas crowd for booing him. Because, of course, it's not a black crowd. So, you know, John's talking about when you get 2 black fighters facing each other, then you get a good crowd because it's just all black. So a good crowd is all black guys. How many times in sports history have you had an all black crowd that turned into fucking chaos and mayhem? We don't remember Charlo fucking getting in a fight in the crowd. I mean, the fight breaking out between fucking in the Tank Davis Garcia fight. I used to go to the Eaton Center in Toronto, and when you get a big group of anyone together, but from what I saw living in TO, you get a big group of black guys together. Eventually, turmoil is going to ensue. And we watch tons of fights up, looking down, watching fucking wars fucking unravel. And just sitting up there watching boxing, going, God damn. Sean, you see Zerto becoming undisputed? No chance. I'd like to fucking, what's his face? The WBO champion knocks fucking Zerto out cold. Pacheco, Berlango thrown in against each, and the winner stays on. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. I hope the powers that bring Lemos back. He won and got robbed. Well, Eddie Hearn says we got to have him back, right? So that tells you everything. Why did they call Toronto the 6? I'm from Toronto. Do they call it the 6? I have no idea. I have no idea. I guess I wasn't one of the cool kids. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard that. Tirana. I can't even remember what we called Toronto. Opataya barely beat Breedis and went on a bum tour. David, give me a fucking break. He stepped up to face a World Boxing Super Series champion whose only loss had come to Usyk, and he barely beat him. As if that's criticism. Who the fuck did Zerto beat? You never even watched that French guy fucking Goulamirian fight in your life. So stop. I'm not totally writing Breedis off in that rematch. Breedis getting knocked the fuck out in that rematch. Why did people call Toronto the 6? Want to know why Toronto is called the 6? The reason Toronto is called the 666 is because of the 6 municipalities making up Metro Toronto before they were all joined in 1998. Furthermore, the name, annoying as it may be, is also derived from the main area code in Toronto, 416. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. I'm from the borough of York, or as they call it now, New York, which is terrible. Yes, Lemos did get robbed. I'm not totally writing Breedis off, but thanks, dudes. I need to take a piss, feed my dog, and get some things done. This is the last day of my 4-day holiday before going back to work tomorrow. Oh, woe is me. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the live. Remember to hit the like button on your way out. Thank you very much. That would be great. If you could share on your social media, that would also be fantastic, and I'd appreciate it a whole hell of a lot. Goulamirian against Urgasov was one of the best fights of the year. Sounds like he shit the bed versus Ramirez. I didn't see the Ramirez fight. Yeah, but Urgarov, right? He's good, but stands right in front of you. Whereas Zerto didn't do that. Sean, what's your thoughts on Melvin beating Udai, chances of Melvin beating Jinjiro and Collazo. Well, we know Melvin Jerusalem is a good fighter. He's always been in the mix, right? And he's upset world champions before. Obviously, he beat a young guy with not many fights. And obviously, Udai is going to have to learn from that, maybe get a rematch and bounce back. For Melvin, probably a rematch would be the biggest money fight available to him, because I don't know if Collazo will fight him, because Collazo already beat him. So, it's unfortunate Udai lost, because people were hoping to see him face Collazo. But now we're going to have to see how things work out. But yeah, Melvin is a good fighter. Good live, Sean. Thanks for being hardcore and giving us a platform to chop up the sport we love. Well, just try to be nice to me on other people's platforms and stop fucking being a hater. I'd appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Clarissa Shields was so biased on commentary, they called her out. Did they call her out? Who called her out? I never heard that, because, of course, I wasn't really listening to the commentary. But she's biased. Nobody can be surprised. Of course, she's going to support the Black American fighter every day of the week. We know that. But cheers, everyone. Good night. Have a good one. Thanks a lot for jumping in. I appreciate it. And I will see you next time.